Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing this evening? Hello, Miss Ella. Y'all say hi as you come in and have a seat. We gonna make a big old wreath. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Miss Jessica. Hello, Michelle. Hello, my friends. Long time no see. Well, some of you have seen me. But check it out. We're going to put a spin on something. A house is not a home without paw prints. All right. And by the way, welcome y'all to the new Bloom Bang Boom Studio. All right, we're going to use pinks for this tonight because most people try to keep it neutral, put the dog prints in it and all the things, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to make a nice everyday wreath. How about that? Right? That sound good? Does that sound good, my friends? Here we go. Let's get started. Hello, my friends. We're going to roll and ruffle some mesh and get this started. All the products for this wreath came from the Ribbon Shed. Have you? Hello. Hello, Margaret and Judy and Jessica. Y'all do me a favor and spread the word. Y'all know what I mean? Spread the word. Hello, Miss Lily Lou. Hello, Miss Brandy. Hello. Oh, what made you? I wanted something that reflected me, my personality, bright, vibrant, big, bold, like my wreaths are big and bold, and they bloom with flowers. And then I bang them out on my craft table, and then boom, they're done. What do y'all think about that? Little Miss Lily Lou. Hello, Miss Alice and Lisa and Annette. Honestly. I need to redo our home wreath. You're right. I've had that up for a few years. And hello, Miss Kathy. All right. Bye. Love you, kiddo. Thank you, Miss Lisa. In case y'all were wondering, I was never really happy with my first name, Jackie's Recent Things. I don't know. It just kind of happened. Somebody asked me one day, "What's your business name?" I said, "Oh." And it just stuck. Because I didn't have a business name yet. Of course, years ago, it was different when you were selling things on Facebook marketplace. Hello from Michigan. San Antonio, Texas. Hello, Miss Sherry. Miss Carolina, long time no see. How are you? How are things in the big state of Texas? Oh, I gotta get a new chair. So I did most of the prep work for this, y'all. I cut my mesh 20 inches. There's 16 ties on here. So we only needed 16 pieces of mesh cut 20 inches long. It is on the large board. And we're just packing this mesh in here. Because we got a lot of florals to add. Hello, Miss Linda Lawrence. How are you? From across the creek. Over the hill. I guess they need a new saying. You can't keep a good wreath maker down. Of course, I can't make as many wreaths as I used to. I can't sit at my work table that long. So, too many back problems now. But that's okay, I've accepted it. All right, my friends. So I got the ribbon cut already. I started out with 8 ribbon tails, y'all, of each. And I cut them 14 inches, and we're just going to pair them up and put them in the wreath. And I wanted it to be fun, so that's why I'm using the pink polka dots. I wanted the wreath to be fun. Well, so far, Mary, I haven't totally given in. Not totally. Like, I would honestly say I probably 60%, maybe. Probably more than that. I only make like three, 4 wreaths a week now. Where I used to make like 3, 4 a day. Because it's kind of like this. It's, you know, y'all got to admit, making a wreath is way more appealing than doing the dishes. Right? Well, considering I've been doing this so long, it doesn't take me that long to make a wreath anymore, so. But before I came on, I did a lot of the prep work, so this wouldn't take that long. Since the last time some of you saw me, my craft room has been moved again. It's finally out of my living room, because it was in my living room for a long time. It's not there anymore. Now it's finally in my spare bedroom, so I can close the door on it. Yay! If anybody comes to visit me, they're happy about that, because now there's a place to sit, more places to sit in my living room. Before I had half my living room was my work area, and then the other half was the living room. Is everybody having a good Monday? Said I wanted to do something different because most people take these signs and they do black and tan with red, whatever. So I was like, you know what? This is actually neutral. It's very neutral. And I was like, let me just make it whatever colors I want. We're going to add a little bit more ribbon, y'all. Just a little bit. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. So we're just going to need 4 pieces of each. The ties in the center are closer together. And if we doubled them up like I did on the outside, it would actually make it very thick with ribbon. And I'm here to tell you, if Jackie says it's too much ribbon, it's too much ribbon. I am the queen of lots of ribbon. Well, I'm finally contained to one room in the house. Before I closed my business, it was all over the place, even in a building outside. That will never happen again. I just purchased the stuff by projects. Literally, I can sit here and tell you how many rolls of ribbon I have, and I'm telling you total less than 20. That's how many rolls of ribbon I have on hand, is less than 20, y'all. All right. So we're just going to do 1 ribbon in each tie around the inside. And I promise you that will be more than enough. Yeah, my will never take over the whole house again. Ever. And because there's actually no reason for it. I order my supplies per project now. And that's how I started, was I would just get what I needed for each project. I'd pick out a sign, the ribbon. So I just went back to doing that. Gail, when I destashed mine, I was able to destash a lot of it, but the open rolls of ribbon I gave to somebody that just makes bows for extra money. So it was put to good use. You know, Carolina, I wish I would have thought better about it. I thought, you know, when I was really in the throes of doing my business, I thought having that inventory was great, blah, blah, blah. But then the reality of it was, like, some of it was starting to collect dust. So, because I had so much. When you have inventory like that, if it's collecting dust, it's not making you money. It's actually costing you money, but not really. But I go up to the ribbon shed like once a week and just buy what I need. All right, now we're ready to put the sign on. Yay! Grab a couple pipe cleaners. All right, I'm gonna put my zip tie wreath hanger on really quick. That way I know top from bottom. You don't have a Hobby Lobby close to you? Usually where there's a Michael's, there's a Hobby Lobby close. We might put a little bit of black and white ribbon in the bow. We might. We might, y'all. I'm kind of thinking yes. We'll see. Well, my nearest Hobby Lobby and Michael's is about an hour away. And typically, because of my back problems, my husband takes me on the weekend of the ribbon shed. About the only thing I do without him now is go to doctor's appointments. Hello, Miss Sandra. And he kind of appreciates that because if you're, you know, I take him out to eat, I feed him. You know, it's always a good idea to feed the hired help. So that's what I do. Jessica, I'm here to tell you, I think my goal in life is to retire to Texas, where all the good stuff is really at. I get so mad every time I see somebody post their stuff that they have at the Texas Walmart. And I'm like, we might like that stuff in Kentucky too. You ever think about that, Walmart? Of course, I don't think they care about my opinion. Well, as much as I love being independent, I'm not as independent as I used to be. Because the bad thing is I'm not able to bend that well at all. My husband has to help me sometimes take a shower. Because he'll have to help me dry off. So... Did you make me a fresh cup of coffee? Yep. Oh, thank you. Did you make a fresh pot? Can you at least make one out of a single cup so it goes faster? Well, you can dump half of that out. Honey, that coffee is as weak as my back. I like my coffee like I like my man, strong. I know, and y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, like years ago, I would tell you how like the craft section at my Walmart was awesome. I don't know if y'all remember that because it's been years, but the craft section at my Walmart sucks now. It's horrible. They really got to be, you know, before I was like, you know, because we have a little small town Walmart. I guess they're trying to live up to that small town reputation and make sure it's small town now. Took out our craft section and everything. So whatever, Walmart. Thanks a lot. Okay. Here is what we're gonna do. All right, so I've got some 60919 picks. I think I said that right. 60919s. And I already cut them apart, y'all. If y'all are familiar with the 60919 picks, you know that they come with 3 heads on them, or 3 stems, basically. And I already cut them apart, so you didn't have to sit there and watch me cut them apart, kind of thing. So I already did that. I wanted to make sure y'all enjoyed me making a wreath, not suffer through me making a wreath. All right, so we're just going to stick these in around the sign, and then once the glue has cooled down, we'll come back and fix them. But for right now, this is what we're going to do. Well, thank you, Miss Tina. I appreciate that. But I feel like sometimes people are going, look, Jackie, we know how to cut ribbon. Could you cut to the chase? Okay. We're adults. We know how to use scissors. I actually found out a while ago that some people don't really know how to use scissors, so I taught them. Taught them how to get the most out of their scissors. Let go. Y'all, I don't even buy glue as often as I used to. Because I used to go through some glue sticks, making wreath attachments and wreaths and whatnot. Thank you. Bless you. Bless you, my love. Some days it got to the point that I thought maybe there was companies sitting outside my doorstep wondering what I was doing with all their products. Like, what is she doing with all that hot glue? She just ordered some. Anybody else ever feel like that? We're going to add some more greenery around the outside. And that'll give the other stems time to cool down before we rearrange them. Because I ain't going to leave them like that, y'all, because that's like a hot mess express. But we're going to keep rolling on. Get this wreath banged out. I like to do it both ways. Like, I like to, you know, sometimes come on and have all the prep work done, and then sometimes start the, you know, for people that are new, start the wreath from the very beginning to end, so they can actually see the process. And I also think that's good for people that buy wreaths, so they can see really how long it actually takes. Because, like, come on. It didn't just show up to my house like that. Okay. I think everybody's familiar with beaded grass by now. Tina, I can't believe as popular as it is that you can't get it in Canada yet. That's depressing. Tracy, okay, so let me explain something to you. Do I have a favorite work frame? No, not particularly. I still use them all. I still have evergreen bases and whatnot. Okay, but for shipping wreaths, because of cost, I like the Unique and the Creek board because I typically don't, even with the bow, the box isn't over 6 inches tall. So it just keeps the shipping cost down considerably. We're gonna add some of these pixie things, y'all. My customers kind of like the wreath boards too, because they don't scratch doors. So I think that was enough, y'all. First time I ever used evergreen base. Of course, that's been years ago, the first time I ever used evergreen base. And I put it in the Etsy listing, and it was somebody that had bought wreaths from me before, and they didn't pay attention to the listing, and they were pretty upset because that evergreen base scratched their door. They didn't like how heavy it was, which I thought was strange considering most people would like a heavy wreath to hang on their door so it doesn't flop around and blow around in the wind as much, but you know, whatever. I'll get to the bow here in a second. Gotta have a bow, y'all. But I kind of like to get my foundation of greenery and stuff down before I add my bow. That's just me. To me, it's kind of like, you know, are you going to put the bow tie on before the tux? No. They're going to put the tux on before the bow tie, right? Thank you, Serena. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now, let's go back and kind of fluff these up a smidge. Okay. Now we're going to make a bow. After I get my coffee and everything out of the way. Because we don't want me spilling my coffee. We definitely have better things to do than watch me clean up coffee. Okay, so I definitely think... What do y'all think? Should I put the black and white in the bow? Yes, no? Actually, it's white and black that I'm thinking, not black and white. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. I'm streaming right now to the Ribbon Shed, my YouTube channel, and my Facebook page. So you can go to my YouTube channel, which got renamed to Bloom Bang Boom Studio. And you can watch the replays there. Good question. Yeah, because Facebook deletes the replays and YouTube doesn't. So that's where they will be available at, my friends. All right, we're going to start out, even though it's a 1.5, it's a really good ribbon. So if you have a really good ribbon, you can use it on the bottom and it'll support your bow just fine. So we're going to start out using the 1.5 at the bottom. And the reason we're going to do that is because this will make our bow show up off of the green and pink better. If that makes sense to y'all. And then now we're going to come back in with the pink dot. Those of you that don't know, it does take me a little bit longer to make a wreath. Not because of my, not just because of my back, but because I clean as I go. I can't handle a dirty workspace. I never have been able to. It's not going to happen. Not now, not ever. No, you didn't miss it. I forgot. Which the good thing is sometimes when we forget things, people learn things. Like, how do you get the pipe cleaner? I think when I make happy mistakes, it helps other people too. So we're just gonna grab our 2 pipe cleaners and twist them together like a so. And then we'll just ever so gently lift our bow up just a little bit and slide it underneath and through. No problem. Easy fix. It's kind of like this because I clean as I go. When I'm done with my wreath, I can just move on to whatever else. Like, just walk away and I'm done. Okay, so we really don't want the bow covering up our sign, so we're going to be very careful about how we fluff it out. That's the reason I just kind of stopped and didn't add more ribbon either. I've got this little wreath attachment that I got staring at me going, when are you going to use me? And I'm like, soon, soon. The sign came in, soon. I would never forget about you, my friend. Soon. Anybody ever have that, a wreath attachment staring at you going, hey, psst, hey. When are you going to use me? There were some wreath attachments, and I still have them, that I bought from people, and they were just so stinking cute. I kept them. They're my happy thoughts. I never made a wreath with them. And if I was going to make a wreath with them, I bought 2. See, Gail, I don't have that problem anymore because I had that problem too. Sitting there staring at stuff, trying to narrow it. Now it's already narrowed down before I leave the store. And it is what it is when I get home, done. And it has not slowed me down. My wreaths are still big, still beautiful. Like I said, we got to be careful fluffing this out because, you know. We don't want to cover the words, y'all. Yep, the problem with having a lot of inventory is I'd sit there and I'd second guess myself, wondering if I picked the best one and blah, blah. And I was like, I no longer have that problem. I am going to stick a couple of these underneath my bow to help support it. That way my tails don't droop. Okay, for my less is more people, you could stop here. Okay, you could have stopped and just with the ribbon, whatever. But hi, my name is Jackie, and I'm a more is more person. Always have been, always will be. So we're going to come in with some big peonies now. And we're going to have to get the steamer out really quick to fix them. Which is not a problem, because it's right here. Cobalt wire cutters. That's all I have ever used. And they've lasted me for years. If you do like a ton of cutting with florals, I would never buy standard floral shears. I buy heavy duty stuff. Okay, while my steamer is going, we'll continue on. And we're going to take some of these smaller pink flowers. And we're going to grab the ones that are in groups of 2. Okay. Oh, it'd help if I turn the steamer on, y'all. That's okay, we'll keep going. Because we're going to just go ahead and add these flowers while the steamer warms up. Because it doesn't take that long. But you got to turn it on first. So we're going to go around the outside with the smaller flowers. Oh, steamer's already running. Check this out, y'all. Shh. Ta-da, now it's wide open. See how flat? Now it's all wide open. Just be careful, don't burn your hand on the steam, friends. All right. I do. I treat them like they're real flowers that are going to break, don't I? We got several shades of pink going on here, my friends. Did I? I'm gonna tell you what, when it, like, if I needed to use floral picks and stuff, I don't have to clean the back up when I'm done. That's my favorite thing. Like, when I use evergreen bases, I have to flip it over and make sure that there's not stems and stuff sticking out the back to cut my customer's door and things like that. But with these, even use all the, I don't, like, look, it's clean. Dab them right in there. So that's what I like about them the most. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all what, I've been using that ice pick from day one. Day one. My ice pick is a permanent attachment in my arsenal of tools that I use. My ice pick is my friend. My daughter doesn't seem to think so. She's not a friend of, you know, she's not fond of me using the. Well, my ice pick kind of has a story that goes with it. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but years ago, my grandfather passed away, and as a matter of fact, the anniversary of him passing is coming up. So years ago, my grandfather passed away. And when I moved in here, I'm trying to find something to kill a bug, y'all. When I moved in here to move back home to take care of him, I needed something to poke a hole, and my granddad gave me the ice pick. So it's like a part of my work area. It kind of makes me feel like my granddad's still watching over me, kind of thing. Y'all get it. Y'all know what I mean. My grandmother used to sew. So in my work area, in my sewing area, which is in the other room, I have her little her little red tomato that she used to use to sew. I think what we're gonna do, y'all, we're gonna add just a couple more of the small ones because there's just enough left. Did I ever tell you that when I was still working outside the home and everything, my granddad used to sit there, and this is back before, you know, like everybody when they first started, I think they get their frames from Dollar Tree and whatnot, just to start. And I was using just the plain wire wreath base, and I was having to put the ties on myself. And my granddad used to sit there, and he used to put the pipe cleaners on the wreath bases to help me out when I had a lot of orders to fill. He'd always ask me, what can I do? And of course, you know, I had to find him something to do too. So that's what he did. My husband, bless his heart, he's tried to help me a couple times, and I'm going to tell y'all what, don't let my husband near scissors, ever. Ever. My husband can destroy some ribbon and your hopes and dreams in one clip. Like, just don't, my friends, just don't. I was slammed with orders one time, and I needed my husband's help, and I was asking him to cut some ribbon, and I thought it was a good idea. Not even close. Not even close, my friends. I never asked him to help me do anything again, except for heavy lifting. Ta-da! Isn't that kind of a little bit more fun than just doing the standard black, white, and red? What do y'all think? Gail, I just honestly, I can go back to using your work forms that come with the ties on them. But as far as using anything, the wire frames that I add, that I won't use those ever again. I hated how the pipe cleaners just sit there and spin and whatnot on the regular wire wreath frame. So that'll be a no for me ever again. I mean, that's the other thing that I like about the Unique and the Creek frames is your pipe cleaners don't spin. So, different strokes for different folks. It doesn't matter what it is, though. I can make a wreath on it. It's a grapevine. I can make a wreath. Evergreen base, I can make a wreath. So it just kind of really, you know, like I said, as far as shipping goes, the Unique and the Creek frames are more cost effective for my customers. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap it up. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I will see y'all again Thursday. Same time, same channel. Bye, my friends.